Hello friends, I am Mohamad, and in this video we're going to be seeing how we can run .NET on Linux. I have an old Linux machine which is basically from 2014, which is running the latest Ubuntu. We're going to be seeing how we can download .NET, configure it, and how we can actually start developing our web API on it, and we see if it's a feasible option, specifically if you have an old machine that you would like to use as a development environment, for example. We're going to be building a simple web API, and basically we're going to be seeing how easy it is to actually leverage Linux and Ubuntu in order for us to do that. Specifically recently that Windows has become bloated with a lot of ads, a lot of bloatware, and a lot of different AI tools that is not really useful. Linux is going to be the most sensible option if people don't want to go the Mac OS way. So let's go through this adventure and see how it's going to pan out. So as we can see here, I am on my machine right now, and if I come here, we can see here that this is my machine, Ubuntu, and the main reason I wanted to show here is showcase the specs, to showcase that this is a very old machine that we're going to be using. So you can see it has 8 GB of RAM, it's using an Intel i5 4th generation, which is really old, and it has 4 cores, and SSD is 240. It doesn't really makes any difference, but the main thing is going to be the memory and CPU. So we can see here that's pretty old CPU and basically not a lot of memory. And the reason I wanted to showcase this is because recently with Windows you need to have more resources to apply to Windows 11, and Windows 10 is out of support. So this is as an alternative option for developers who still want to develop .NET applications but don't really want to upgrade their full ecosystem to the latest Windows 11 or basically buy hardware to support it. Ubuntu is going to be a very good options for that. So now that we have done this and we've seen the specs, let us start by actually installing .NET. So if we want to install .NET on Ubuntu, we can ask Google about it. So there's different ways we can do it. I'm just gonna do it the same way as someone is just gonna be getting started with this. So we're gonna say .NET Ubuntu, and if we scroll down here, we can see that currently we are running on version 24.04. So if I come here and if I go to the Ubuntu version, we can see it's 24.04. This is the LTS version that I have chosen. So I'm going to use this one. And in the way they're going to be installing this runtime, and we're going to be installing .NET 10. I'm just going to copy the command and I'm going to open a terminal and I'm going to paste it in the terminal. So now I'm going to specify my password. Again, this is an old machine, so it might take a bit of time. Once this download is done, we'll continue. Okay, great. So now the .NET SDK has been installed. The next step is I want to check it's actually available. So I'm going to put .NET. Okay, let's clear this up. I'm going to put .NET version, and we can see it is installed now on my machine. So now for a code editor on IDE, I'm going to be utilizing Visual Studio Code. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the App Center, which is available on all Ubuntus, and under development, you can see there's a lot of IDE availables or code editors. You can see we have Visual Studio Code, Sublime, Postman, Notepad++. So I'm just going to choose Visual Studio Code. I'm going to click on install, provide my password, and it's going to download and install, which is going to be great. And then once that is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Postman so we can actually test our APIs. So after a while of waiting, we can see that VS Code has installed successfully. If I click on open, we can see it worked. It's running, the agent is here, and we can see my VS Code is fully available for me. I'm going to navigate to my desktop. I'm going to create a folder, say code, for example. I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call it .NET. Go to .NET. I'm going to call this, I'm going to get another folder. I'm going to call it demo API. And I'm going to put .NET new web API dash, and I'm going to say it demo API and run. So now we can see here that it's creating a new ASP.NET Core web API. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this in Visual Studio Code, and now we can see here that my instance is inside Visual Studio Code, which is perfect. I'm going to trust this developer, trust this author. I'm not going to need this. If I open this here, we can see here I have my Visual Studio available and my full solution explorer. Perfect. And I have here the out-of-the-box implementation template where basically I have the endpoint. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to create another one here. I'm going to say hello, and all I'm going to do here is going to return an okay hello world, and I'm going to change this to hello. Okay, so now that I have this here, all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to run it. So I'm going to go back to my terminal. I'm going to navigate to my code. I'm going to put .NET build, and this should be able to build my project for me. Okay, perfect. This should not take 19 seconds on the new machine, but again, this is for the sake to see if it's actually feasible or not. And I'm going to put .NET run. Perfect. We can see here, this is my URL. So I'm just going to copy this. To make it easy, I downloaded Postman inside Visual Studio Code. I have a request here, so I'm just going to take the URL. I'm going to run this again. I'm going to take this endpoint. I'm going to go here And then if we go back to the source code, and we can see it was hello. So let's try this out. So and we got hello world, which means my API is running. If I go back here and I choose the weather forecast, come back here, choose this, send the request, I was able to get the weather forecast. So we can see here that on Ubuntu, on an old machine, that you can still actually leverage. You can actually use it to develop .NET application. I know the demo application that we have created is just pretty rubbish one, just out of the box with a simple endpoint. I would not recommend this to be used if you're trying to build a WPF application, Windows applications, because you require DLLs there in order for you to do that. But if you're building web applications like MVC applications, APIs, anything around those lines, I think Ubuntu is going to be a very good choice to do that. It has a lot of different capabilities that you don't really find with Windows out of native solutions that Ubuntu will provide for you. So one of the main reasons that you might want to also consider that is a lot of the hosting providers that being used to host all of our applications are running on Linux. So if you're trying to build your Kubernetes instance, it's much more better to build it on a Linux-based OS rather than try to using WSL on Windows and try to do all of the configuration around that in order for it to configure it there. You can use different solution on Windows, but basically want to use the Linux environment to mimic the real-world scenario. It's much more faster when it comes to scripting, because basically a lot of those different solutions that you're trying to do for CI/CD pipelines and for DevOps, using Ubuntu or using any types of Linux distro in order for you to do that will give you all of the native capabilities. And to be fair with you, at the end of the day, Windows 11 is just complete rubbish at this moment. It's just full of junk, does not contain any useful information. Just trying to sell you ads. Agentic OS, 99% of people will not even use, just wasting time. And they need to fix a lot of things before they can actually start. They need to fix a lot of stuff within the operating system before we can actually start using it. I haven't been a Windows user for the last 10 years. I just dabble with it every now and then, and every time I go through it, I just regret the time that I've been using it. So for that, I highly recommend to use Ubuntu or any types of Linux distro. I prefer Mac OS with Ubuntu, both of them together. Windows, try to stay away from it at this moment in time. If Windows fix the Finder, there's a very good episode with Scott Hanselman, with a developer that was able to create a full Finder for Windows that runs like a breeze, and he's a developer by himself. I highly recommend you to go watch that, and he created all by himself. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company, and they cannot even fix Finder or search. That should tell you everything where that company is going through and where Windows is going. But anyway, that's a topic for a different day. But for now, .NET is really good. Try it on Windows, try it on Linux, and let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, the world is a terrible place right now. If you can help someone else, that will be really good. So I'm going to put 2 links down below in the comments down below to support the people of Gaza, Palestine, as well as people in Sudan. If you'd like to support me, please consider supporting me on Patreon or buying me a coffee. With that said, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.